Hey everybody, this is Ben. I'm back in this week for another cigar review, and this week I'm doing something a little bit different. Now, some of you might have seen this in your local cigar shop. It's a new promotion that CAO is doing called the Last Stick Standing, and what it is, they're coming out with 3 distinct blends with a simple label of C, A, and O on each of the cigars, and basically you buy 10. Which this is what the tin looks like. They send a lot of the bloggers samples to try out, and inside of it, once you take out a little foam piece, you get these 3 cigars, and as you can see, I got them backwards. You got a C one. Here's the A, and an O blend that's in there. Now they're all the same size, 5.5 by 54. And basically, what the whole premise of this idea is that you, the cigar smoker, get to choose what would be the next CAO blend, and I think that's pretty cool. Getting the customer engaged like that in the selection process. And basically what you do is you go to their website. It's lss.caocigars.com, and you go in there and you rate each of the blends, and whatever the favorite one is, that's the new CAO blend. Pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I thought about doing something a little bit different. Instead of doing each one separately, I thought about doing it basically all 3 cigars in this one review. But I'm not going to do it in thirds because the review will last about an hour. So what I'm going to do is give my initial impressions, smoke the first 2/3 of it, and then give you my thoughts on it at that point. And I'm going to do that for each cigar. So it's going to be longer than normal, but it's not going to be too long. We don't really know what the blend is on any of these cigars. So Rick Rodriguez is kind of holding that, close to the vest there. So anyway, if you go to one of his events, maybe you can get some information out of him, because right now he and Ed McKenna and maybe a couple other people are going around to select CAO retailers and doing events about the Last Stick Standing. So if you can catch him, maybe you get some information out of him. So anyway, go check out the promotions they're doing at each cigar shop. Rick and Ed are really cool guys. I think they're good buddies. So they're pretty cool. And just remember, Rick says bro about every 5 seconds for everything is bro. So get used to that. Anyway, the first one I'm going to start out with the C here. And it's actually, if you look at all of them, it actually looks like it's the darker. This is the C. Looks like almost like it's the darkest of the 2. Maybe the O is a little bit darker, but you can see the A is much lighter. Almost looks like a Connecticut or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Anyway, so let's look at the C here. Really beautiful wrapper, actually. There's a cap on it. Look a nice cigar. Not getting much off the actual wrapper, just a really like a leathery smell to it. pretty much the same on the foot too. It's actually much more pungent actually on the foot though. Anyway, let me get this thing lit up here. Like I said, they sent us this the tin here that has all three of them in there, but I'm not real sure what these are retailing for. I didn't get that information, but anyway, let me go ahead and clip this thing. And on the pretty light draw, it's a little bit loose, so it's a loose of a draw, but I'm just getting mainly kind of like it's like a salty leatheriness to it. That's pretty much what I'm getting off the cold draw. I'm going to light this thing up. Kind of a unique flavor right off the bat. Right off the bat, it's almost like a buttery charred meat kind of flavor right off the bat. It's kind of odd. It reminds me like a smoked meat, smoky hickory kind of flavor. Very unique flavor. There's hardly any spice in it whatsoever. I mean, there's just a little bit, but not much at all. There's a little bit of nuttiness in there, a little bit of leather, but mainly it's a really strong charred meat, hickory type of a flavor that I'm getting right off the bat here. So, pretty interesting start to the CAO Last Stick Standing trio that we have here. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to smoke this to right about where the band's at, and I'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, I'm back, and as you can remember, this is the C of the Last Stick Standing. This cigar had flavors of that meatiness kind of stayed throughout the whole cigar. Leather, earthy, nutty, pretty much really a robust flavor profile. I'd say it's probably medium bodied throughout the whole cigar, getting a little bit more full bodied as the cigar burned on, but overall pretty good cigar. I pretty much enjoyed this one. I'm not really sure what the blend is, but it tastes pretty good to me. I really like that charred meatiness that I'm getting off this cigar. Really complements the rest of the flavors well, actually, or actually the other flavors complement that well with like I said, the leather, nuttiness, the earthiness and stuff. I'm getting very, very, very little spice. It's just kind of really faint. So that's pretty much what I got out of the C. So anyway, I'll be back in a minute, and we'll start on the A. All right, we're back again, and this one is the A. As you can see, it is much lighter than the C that I just smoked. Let's take a look at that one. It's not a bad looking stick. Oh, a slight problem with this one. Yeah, it's a damaged stick. So hopefully I can just smoke right past that and it won't be too much of a problem. At least give me some kind of idea of the flavor anyway, which is the main point of all this anyway. I'll go ahead and snip this one. Now, if I wasn't doing this in CAO order, I probably should have started with this one. This is a much lighter, more airy cigar. The draw is a little bit on the loose side, just like the C one was. But this one has very, very hint. Very, very faint hint of like just it's just kind of like a grassy sweetness is pretty much what I'm getting off this. Really not much at all, as a matter of fact. It kind of reminds me a lot of like a Macanudo Cafe at the moment. So anyway, I'm gonna light this thing up. It's definitely a much lighter cigar. It's a little bit more, it's not full body, but what I was going to say was it's got a little bit more fuller of a body than I was expecting from that, the pre-light draw and the flavors I was getting off of it. It actually has a nice sweet, woody, nutty flavor to it. It's actually pretty nice. Kind of digging it. And you can see it's already starting to separate here. Hopefully it'll stop right there and it won't go any further. But we'll see how it goes. Like a hint of white pepper with a spice, but like I said, it's pretty faint, just like the last one was. But this one, I mean, I can actually, really detect that it's actually there. The other one just had little intermittent spikes of, the spice, and but it was very, very faint, even those little spikes. So far, I got an idea in my head of what this is like, but I'm going to go ahead and do like the last one. I'll smoke it almost to the band, and I'll be back to let you know what I think of it. See you in a second. Everybody, I'm back. And this one is the A that we're finishing up here. Now this one reminds me of a lot of a milder Osa Soul cigar that the CAO came out with last year. And the flavors I'm getting off that just by the kind of the combination of the flavors and the strength of it and whatnot. To me, this one is mild to medium, probably, I don't know, mild medium plus a little bit, but nevertheless, the flavors I'm getting off this is a really strong woody core with hints of like a warm cinnamon and a nuttiness to it. But that's kind of all I'm getting on this cigar, on this particular blend anyway. It's a little bit milder than what I was kind of would be thinking. It's I don't know. It's kind of it's probably a cross between a Macanudo Cafe, or in the Osa Soul. Kind of if you blend those together, is kind of what I would think you would get would be this cigar. So for me, the C to me is a better cigar. For my personal taste, my tastes are leaning more towards the C. So anyway, that's the A, and we'll be moving on to the O, the final cigar, in just a second. Hey everybody, we're back, and this time we're going to finish off with the O cigar. I actually just clipped it and started drawing on it before I got it on camera. But as you can see, it's another fairly dark wrapper. It's about the same coloration as the C that we had earlier. Shot of the foot there. I've already clipped actually the cap off, so kind of messed that up for the review, but kind of that looser draw, just like the other two cigars had. But on the flavors are getting off the cold draw, there's a nice, rich, really rich, woody flavor to it, with like a hint of cherry. I like the cold draw in this pretty much. The flavors I'm getting off this more than the other two. And this might be my pick. So anyway, I'm going to light this thing up. We'll see how it goes. This one has a much richer flavor profile than the other two. This one actually has a lot more spice to it right off the bat. I'm getting like a pepper, like a black pepper, along with that rich woody notes to it, dried fruit, and like a leather that's really coming to the forefront on this one so far. This is definitely the richer, more full-bodied of the two. I mean, of the three cigars so far. Right off the bat, this is going to be to me. This is the flavor profile that I prefer out of the three. It's a more just has a much richer flavor profile, and almost has like a syrupy texture where it kind of just coats your whole palate with the flavor. It's hard to develop a nice little sweetness to it too. Anyway, let me go ahead and I'm going to smoke this like the other ones to the band, and I'll give you my impressions in a second. Be back soon. Hey everybody, I'm back. And we're at the final cigar and the final stretch here. This is the O, if you remember. And this cigar started out with a lot of great flavors. I was really enjoying it, but almost about the halfway point, it just started going really downhill from there. This cigar got really sour, had got a little bit of bitterness to it also. I'm getting the wood, there's a woodiness to it, and a slight hint of that dark fruit still, but just that it's just really sour now. I really do not enjoy this one at all. It's matter of fact, I might just try to smoke it no more. To be honest, none of these blends really impress me. But if I had to pick one, I would probably pick C out of all of them, just because I like that kind of that charred meat flavor that I kind of got off it. It reminded me really of like meat off of a smoker. It's the best way to describe it. Kind of hickory flavor that you get off the smoked meat. I was getting that from pretty much from the beginning to end of that cigar, and I enjoyed that one the most. But if I had to pick one, it would definitely be the C. I was really disappointed in the O cigar. I had constant relights on it. It kept going out, but as you can see, it did put off an absolute ton of smoke, but it went downhill pretty quick, so I didn't really care for that one. So anyway, there you have it. All the sticks out of the container that you can buy at your local CAO dealer. That's it. That's all of them. So anyway, hope you got a good overview of all the different sticks that's in that sampler. And check them out. Remember to go online. The website is lss.cocigars.com, and vote for which one you like the best. And hopefully, the one you choose will end up being the one that goes into production. So one of these is going to actually wind up as the next CAO cigar. So don't forget to check it out and choose which one you think's the best. And on that note, remember, nothing beats a nice tight ash.